Hickory, Dickory, and Dock were three little mice. They were blind, but they were happy. They lived at Niagara Falls. The loud water was their song. Every day they explored. They used their noses and whiskers. They knew their home well. One sunny day they found something new. It was a big red box. It smelled like cheese and adventure. The box was a gift. It was from France. It arrived on a sunny afternoon, wrapped in colorful paper and tied with a bright ribbon. The moment it was opened, a sense of excitement filled the air. What could be inside this mysterious package from a faraway land? Inside were 3 Cat Musketeers toys. The toys were dressed in elaborate costumes, complete with feathered hats and tiny swords. These weren't just any cats. They were special, with a sense of adventure and a flair for the dramatic. They were brave and funny. Each one had a unique personality that made them stand out. Jerry was the leader, always ready to take charge. Larry was the joker, bringing laughter wherever he went. Terry was the thinker, always coming up with clever plans. The cats were named Jerry, Larry, and Terry. They loved cheese, too. Whenever they found a piece of cheese, their eyes would light up with joy. It was their favorite treat, and they would often share it with their friends. They became friends with the mice. At first, the mice were a bit wary of the cats, but soon they realized that the Cat Musketeers were kind and friendly. They played together, shared stories when they met that day long ago. The Cat Musketeers taught the mice new games. They showed them how to fence with tiny swords, how to perform daring acrobatics, and even how to sneak around without being seen. The mice were quick learners and enjoyed every moment. They played hide and seek. It was their favorite game, and they would spend hours hiding and searching for each other. The garden was filled with laughter and the sound of tiny feet running around. They even had a cheese tasting contest. Each animal would bring their favorite type of cheese, and they would all sample and vote on the best one. It was a fun and delicious event that everyone looked forward to. Life was more exciting with the Cat Musketeers. They brought joy, laughter, and a sense of adventure to everyone they met. Their presence made every day feel like a new and exciting journey. They were a true band of friends. Together, they faced challenges, celebrated victories, and created memories that would last a lifetime. The bond they shared was unbreakable, and their friendship was a treasure that everyone cherished. One day, bad news arrived. It came from Toronto, a big city far away. Things were mysteriously disappearing. Buildings, cars, even the humans were suddenly gone. The 3 blind mice were very worried. They decided to go to Toronto immediately. "We must help," said Hickory bravely. Dickory and Dock wanted to help too. "We can use our noses," squeaked Dickory excitedly. The scent of mystery. The friends traveled to Toronto, a city known for its vibrant culture and bustling streets. They were eager to explore every corner and uncover the secrets hidden within its urban landscape. The city was big and noisy, filled with the sounds of honking cars, chattering pedestrians, and the distant hum of street performers. It was a sensory overload, but the friends were undeterred. Among the hustle and bustle, the mice were both scared and excited. They had never been in such a lively place before. With their noses twitching, they started sniffing around, curious about the new scents. They smelled cheese, but it was a strange smell. It wasn't just the familiar, comforting aroma of cheese. There was something else mixed in, something unusual that piqued their interest. The scent was mixed with something sour, a tangy undertone that made their whiskers twitch. Intrigued, they decided to follow the scent, weaving through the crowded streets and narrow alleyways. The trail led them through alleys and parks, past bustling markets and quiet corners. They navigated through the maze of the city, their noses guiding them like a compass. At one point, they even climbed a tall building. From the top, they could see the sprawling city below, but the scent was still strong, urging them to continue their quest. Finally, after what felt like an endless journey, they arrived at a warehouse. The building loomed large and imposing, its exterior worn and weathered. The smell was very strong here, almost overpowering. It was as if all the scents they had followed had converged at this very spot. What could be inside? The friends exchanged curious glances, ready to uncover the mystery that awaited them. A bitter truth. The warehouse was dark and scary. The mice used their whiskers to feel their way. Suddenly, Hickory squeaked. He had found something. It was a big pile of rotten cheese, but something was mixed in it. It smelled like bitter almonds. Hickory, Dickory, and Dock felt sick. The smell was making them dizzy. They had been poisoned. True friendship. The three blind were worried. They wrote to the three cat musketeers asking for help. "We need to get help!" cried Dock. The mice knew that a Pidgon could take the letter and find the musketeers. The mice hoped someone could bring some medicine. They did not know if they will be okay. The blind mice just had to wait, getting weaker every moment. But they kept each other warm and safe. They were true friends. Bravery and hope. The mice were weak, but they were brave. Despite their small size and fragile bodies, they possessed a courage that was unmatched. Every morning as the sun rose, they would gather in the grassy field, their hearts filled with hope and determination. They knew that their bravery was their greatest strength. One day, while exploring the garden, they stumbled upon something unusual. It was a hidden clue that would lead them to the source of the mystery that had been troubling their community. The discovery filled them with a renewed sense of purpose. The bad cheese was making everything disappear. The police came. The mice watched as the authorities inspected the cheese stall, their tiny hearts pounding with anticipation. They knew that this was a crucial moment. The police took away the bad cheese. The mice felt a sense of relief wash over them. They had played a part in uncovering the truth, and now the authorities were taking action to protect their community. The investigation continued. The police were determined to find out who was behind the scheme. The mice, too, were eager to see justice served. They knew that the safety of their home depended on it. Hickory, Dickory, and Dock were heroes. Their bravery had not gone unnoticed. The city cops disappeared before anything could be done. The mice didn't know what to do. They needed the help from the three cat musketeers to save Toronto. The skyline stood as a testament to their bravery, but fading away. The mice looked out over the city, proud of what they lived. They knew that action needed to be done fast. They looked up one day and saw them. Jerry, Larry, and a Chihuahua they didn't know. A polar bear they didn't know, and a tapir they didn't know. They felt a sick feeling. "Where is Terry, I wonder?" Dickory asked. "Stay tuned till next week to see what happens next. Will the mice be fine? Will they save Toronto? Who knows?